smarter than me on that front. So I'm gonna have to punt on that question. But we could stick up a line. I mean, I could put you in touch with people that could go into all the details of the minutia on that.
So can I ask
Yes.
So can I ask the following? I suppose it's more of a question of ethics, but to go back to the point, right now the only way you're going to get funding for most things is through an ICO process. And unfortunately, the people who are funding it don't quite understand everything that you laid down there. It's fair to say that when you take the money, you should have. But there are many examples. Slack, for example, came through, they didn't intend to build Slack, they intended to build some game called Glitch. I don't know if that game even ever made it. In almost any fintech case that's been successful so far, their original objectives and what they actually ended up with, at least in the fintech space, seem to be very, very far. So I hear you, obviously what you said, everything that you said here makes a lot of sense. It's just that on a practical scale, do you think you can actually do this and get funded today?
Let's work backwards a little bit, okay? What's the end goal in starting a company? And only you can answer that if you're starting a company. Do you want to go public? Whether through traditional exchanges or, because when ICO in some ways you're going somewhat public, right, from my understanding, or do you want to get acquired? And I think, because to me getting funding is just a milestone. Because there's a company that I'm getting ready to help out here, they just closed their B, right? Congratulations. Now, what are you going to do to close your C? Like literally, as he signed the paperwork, great. Now, what are the milestones you got to hit to close a C or find an exit, right? So to me, getting the funding is just one step in the journey. It's not the end goal itself. So you have to take a step back and go, okay, if you do an ICO, how does that fit into your calculus, right? And what kind of business are you looking to build? If you have a business that doesn't care that you're backed by traditional investors or traditional investment model, then yeah, go do it, right? Why not? But even then, as that business continues to proliferate, what's your end goal? How do you find liquidity for your investors and your shareholders? Right? And I know there's talk about tokens and they go up in value, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know about the Jesus coin. I mean, that's hilarious. I don't know if you're creating your own Jesus coin and like get your, disciples enrolled. Maybe that's actually a good idea right there. But it's just, so I think it's just got to work backwards. What's the end goal for your venture? And ultimately look at what's your industry category you're fitting yourself into. Any more questions?
Last question over there.
Yeah, my question relates to valuation of startups. And given your background, can you comment about how the valuation of startups in the pre-revenue space for blockchains is similar to or different from conventional startups?
I don't think it matters whether you're blockchain or not. The investors that I've spoken to, they don't care, right? It's all about it's primarily driven by the levers of fear or greed, but also looking at the fundamentals. Because the thing that I've learned about being here for a while is that it's like living in LA. There's always a hotter model right around the corner, so you're hot only for so long. Right, and blockchain is going to be hot for a period of time, but then what's going to be next? I don't know. Right, so to me, it's all about addressing the fundamental questions of like, what problem are you solving? Are you a feature, product, or company? Are you a company that can? Because remember the venture model. I can't speak to the ICOs. I can speak a little bit to it, but not to the depth I can of the venture models. But they have certain VCs have different theses on a rate of return to their LPs. Some are looking for the unicorn, some are looking for the doubles and triples. So you have to just understand your audience on the venture side to say, okay, what's your investment thesis? What are the areas that you're interested in? And you have to be aligned with their investment thesis. So like for instance, I recall you were doing something around pharma and supply chain. So look at like things like Viva, who invested in that play. Questions I would have is like, why can Viva just do this? They already have a distribution channel in play. So it's like you just have to understand folks that understand that market. And what's your value prop, right? Is it defensible, and do you have some kind of unique marketing trick on the go-to-market architecture? So those are some of the things. I mean, some of the folks that I know that done ICOs are just a lot of folks that made a lot of money on crypto, and they were like, just writing checks. Just like folks that in the late 90s were, when you could just put a .com at the end of something, people are just writing checks. So it all depends on what, what kind of business you're looking to build and what kind of partners are you looking to create from an investment syndicate perspective. I believe that was the last question, because I know you're...